It's time! We are rating the armors in Monster Hunter Wilds. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing every single one, meaning I'm not going to be reviewing low rank because they're pretty much the same thing. And we're early on in Monster Hunter Wilds in terms of its life cycle, where I think this could be good. We're going to try to go quickly so that this video is not like 40 minutes. Shaybar! Apparently Shaybar means greetings or hello in Monster Hunter language, based on what I'm saying. So if you hear someone say Shaybar and I say it, it's like a call or response. My ADHD is kicking in. Anyways, what were we saying? We're gonna rate each individual armor, 1 being the absolute worst, 10 being pretty goddamn good, if not one of the best armors in the game, and just give a little bit of feedback on it. So it's gonna be great. All right, let's start. And again, just real quick, we're just doing high rank. If you're like, wait a minute, how come you didn't do low rank? Because I didn't want to do it. Hope Alpha. This is basically the set that you basically start with. I really like it. I think like this is an 8. I love the jacket that you get with it, the hood. I think it's a really simple and really effective armor that kind of tells a story. In my opinion, it kind of feels like this armor can be used in all of the locales, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm gonna give this an 8, man. I think the Hope armor is really good. Let's check out the female set. All right, yes. I think for the context of this video, like, I sadly don't have a female character. I don't know how good it's gonna look on my Keanu Reeves character. So we're just gonna stick with the male armor for now. Eventually, I might switch my character and we'll do the female armor. So right now, I guess the title of this video is we're just gonna do the male armors for now, and then another video, we're gonna do the female armors. So anyways, Hope Armor Alpha gets an 8. We got the Leather Alpha. I mean, we've seen this in multiple Monster Hunter games. I know for me, my first Monster Hunter was Monster Hunter World. And, yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. It's like a 6. Chainmail. Man, this one actually... I feel like I'm Arthur. What is it, Ghouls and Goblins? Did I say that right? I know I'm a big Capcom head, but would you believe I didn't play a lot of that game growing up? This is like a 5. Bone Armor. The Bone Armor is pretty cool. I think if you color it a specific way, I think it could look really interesting. I think this is like a 6. Alloy. Now, this is where we start getting into more heavy armor. It's okay. I like some of the pieces. I'm not a big fan of the helmet, but this is like a 6 as well. I think it looks okay. It's all right. All right, up next, we got Vespoid. I have historically never liked this armor. I just can't get around it. It looks too buggy, too insect-like for me. I don't know if I particularly like it. I could see where maybe you can combine this with some other stuff. I'm gonna give it like a 4. I'm not a big fan of it. The Kutku armor. This one is cool. I actually really like the helmet piece. It kind of gives me like almost like a Mongolian kind of vibe. It's kind of nice. I don't hate it. I actually don't hate it. I'm gonna give this like I'm gonna give it like a 7. It's all right. It's not bad. I don't think it's terrible. Chotacabra. I don't know if I like the pants, to be honest with you. It looks kind of weird. The mask is okay. I'm not sure if I'm feeling this one. This one's like a 4 for me. Chemitrace, the big chicken. This one's cool. I actually really like this one. Believe it or not, dude, the female armor is also quite nice. But again, we're saving that for another video. I really like the hat. I love how gaudy this looks. This is like a musketeer kind of vibe. So just on that, just the fact that it's like a musketeer inspired kind of like armor, I'm gonna give this like an 8. I actually really like it. And if you put the right colors on it, it looks quite nice. Oh, man. Lalabarina. Now, this one, in my opinion, I gotta be honest with you, and this is just because I'm biased, I'm giving this one a 10. The Lalabarina set, in my opinion, is really nice. And this is the high rank one. The low rank one, again, we're not doing low rank. We're just sticking with high rank just to conserve the timing of this video. This is one of, if not my top 3 favorite armors in this game already, because it kind of, as a big fan of Bloodborne, I feel like with the right colors, I can make my character look like a Bloodborne character, and I really, really like that. Also, I'm a big fan of Assassin's Creed 2, specifically. I really enjoyed that game growing up, and this kind of gives me like an Assassin's Creed kind of vibe. Like, if you put a hood on this, I can see I can see it working. I love all the rivets on the armor. I love, like, the cape on it. I love the Lalabarina's, like, fur. I love the hat. This is a 10. It's gorgeous. Kungalala. This one feels like I feel like I'm a Batman jobber or something like this, right? Like, am I the only one who feels that way? The mask is okay, but the gears, it's all right. Rumpupolo. This one is kind of interesting. It's almost like a futuristic kind of like Victorian era, sort of like witch doctor kind of vibe. I like that it has like these weird sort of like chemical, like Bane looking like valves on you. I don't hate this one. I think it's kind of interesting. I think if you pair it up with some things, it's cool. Not sure if I'm a big fan of like the chest piece. I don't like those big like sort of like I don't like it. It looks too like alien for me, but the mask looks really cool, and I relatively like everything outside of like those big plumpy things. I'm gonna give this one like a 7. Now, it's not bad. Gypceros, I think that's how you say it. I mean, it's okay. I don't really like these big, bulky looking armors. Again, I think, you know, if you make it into like one solid color, I think it could look kind of cool. Like, you know, if you... I can't really change... I don't really want to change it here, but this is like a 5. I'm not really sure if I'm feeling it too much. It's okay. You know, it's a 5. Now, this is pretty interesting. Nersilia has... You basically turn into a Gundam. I think I really like it. I think the only thing I'm not a big fan of is maybe the shoulder pads. They're kind of big and, like, kind of buggy. It makes sense because, I mean, spiders are not technically bugs, if I'm not mistaken, but... You know, it kind of has that bug vibe to it. I think it's really cool. You know, we're not doing the female armors yet. I do like how this kind of looks a little bit, and if you combine some of the pieces, it looks really good. But I think this is really cool. I remember first seeing this, I got really hyped, but as I looked more at it, it's kind of like a 7 to me. It's okay. It's okay. It's not bad. It has some moments that I really like. Balahara. I think Balahara's is okay. I think it's really cool. Again, I think if you kind of mix it up with some colors, maybe solid blacks. I've been seeing some people do like almost like a Berserk kind of vibe to this. Some people made guts with this thing. I think you can kind of do that if you find like... You know, for example, you know, sidebar here, we're kind of advancing a little bit, but, like, if you do something like this, like, I can see where some people are getting the inspiration for, like, guts in a way, so you can kind of do it, and I think that's really cool. Balahara's is okay. I'm gonna give this one, like, a 6. I think it can be good, but, like, just as is, it's alright. It's like a 6. Hirabami. Now, this one is really cool. And I think the reason I really like it is because if anyone has... If you've ever heard of this movie, I'm sure you have, maybe you haven't. The movie's called Kill Bill. There's this character in Kill Bill Volume 2 named Pai Mei, who's like this Chinese Shaolin monk. This is what it kind of reminds me of. I feel like you're this big Shaolin master. I could see where some people can maybe do like a Sephiroth cosplay with this thing, potentially. Like, I think that could be really cool. I really like this one, man. This one's like a 9. I really like it. I love how it looks. It feels like very like Dynasty Warriors as well. Rathian, I mean the classic. It's okay. You know, it's a 6. Ingot has been around for a really long time as far as I'm aware. I think this is also a pretty solid armor. You know, is it one of my favorites? Not really, but I don't think it looks bad. I give it like a 7. Guardian Fulgore. I never was big into the Fulgore, like, armor set, to be honest with you. I think it looks okay. I just don't like how kind of bulky and sort of like... I don't like how the chest piece kind of looks. This one, to me, I don't really like it as much as, say, Rathian. This one's like a 5 for me. I'm not super into it. Guardian Doshaguma. This one looks kind of interesting. I don't know if I'm like personally vibing with it. Like, I kind of like the story it's kind of telling. Like, this is a monster who very much is like kind of all over the place. Seems like it's gone through a lot, has fought a lot of battles in the ecosystem and stuff like that. It's okay. It's all right. Now, granted, these aren't the default colors, so I don't think that's gonna fully affect me that much. I think this one's like... For me, it's kind of teetering on a 6. It's like a 5-6. That's kind of giving it 2 ratings. I think I'm gonna settle with a 5. As I'm looking at it more, I don't know if I like it, but I can appreciate some of the storytelling behind it. Like Jarakan. Now, this armor looks really cool. It's pretty busy, though. I will say, like, I don't know if I'm a big fan of, like, the back piece of it. But, yeah, I mean, you're an Oni demon. That's basically what you are, right? You're just an Oni demon. And I think it looks really cool. I give it an 8. I like it. So, Ebony Odogaron. Guardian Ebony Odogaron. If you may or may not know, if you're new to the channel, you know, I started with Monster Hunter World, and one of my favorite monsters from that game, if not one of my favorite monsters in all of Monster Hunter, for at least the ones that I played, Odogaron is my favorite monster. He just is. One reason he is just because he has some of the best gear in Monster Hunter, in my opinion, because you literally turn into like a ninja, samurai, assassin. This one's a 10. I think the G rank or master rank armor, in my opinion, looks a little bit better. So if you remember the one that made you look like Yoshimitsu from Tekken / Soul Calibur, I think I like that one a little bit more. But this one, you know, you're the wolf dog, essentially. Yeah, you're the dragon wolf dog. I really like this one. It's a 10. We got Xiao Wu, or Uwu, as me and some of my homies call it. Yeah, I mean, I'm digging this one, man. I really dig this one because, you know, we're in the Windward Plains, you're in the sand and in the deserts. As someone who loves the film and the story of Dune, this one's kind of connecting with me a little bit. Like, I could be an Arrakis warrior or Fremen warrior, you know? I kind of like this one. I think you got to put the right colors on it. This white is not it, but I do kind of like it. Someone in chat told me this one looks better. Well, unfortunately, I can't put it on at the moment. But yeah, I think this one's like a 7. I kind of like it. I think if you put the right colors, it could look really cool. Rathalos, I mean, we've seen this armor from the beginning. You know, it's the Ryu of the game. It's a 7. Guardian Rathalos, kind of more of the same, just has some more exotic kind of colors, some like creamier whites, almost like a fuchsia, kind of like a lavender kind of color. It's you know, it's basically the same, it's just a different color. So, you know, I will give it it's a 7. Gravios. This one I'm not a big fan of. Dude, I'm not a big fan of the big bulky looking armors in this game. I never have been. So to me, this one's like a 4. And for all you Gravios fans out there, I'm sorry. That's just how I feel. That's my opinion. Damn, the Blango set. Dude, they literally put the Monkey King in this game. And the reason I said Wukong is because, well, that game recently came out. Also, Journey to the West is a very popular story. I feel like most people know about it. So the fact that they made literally like the Monkey King into a armor set, and it actually looks really cool. I actually really like this. Yeah, I mean, I think it's perfect, man. I think it looks really, really cool. I think it's well designed. I think if you put the right colors on it, I think it can look even better. I'm really digging this. I think this is like a 10, man. The Death Stench set, we've seen this many times in previous Monster Hunter games. I think my only criticism about this armor is I wish it was a little bit slimmer. Otherwise, I think it looks really freaking cool. Again, if you put the right colors on this thing, man, I'm gonna give this one like an 8. I really like the headpiece. I think it looks really cool. I think if you combine this with some other stuff, it looks very nice. High Metal, again, not a big fan of these big bulky armors. It's a 3. The battle armor looks really, really cool. I like this. I like how simple it looks. This one's like a 7. The Dober outfit, this one's like a very tribal looking armor. I think it's fine. I'm not like particularly in love with it, but I don't think it's like the worst thing I've seen. It's a 6. Damascus, I'd have to give this maybe like a 6. It's all right. The Dahad set, the Jin Dahad set. This one looks really cool. And to some degree, this armor kind of reminds me of Val-Hazak's armor, except it's like if Val-Hazak was like not a dead sort of, you know, stinky dragon. This is what it kind of reminds me of. I really like how it looks. I'm not a fan of everything on it. I think the shoulders are a little bit too big, but everything else I think looks really cool. I give this one like a 8. I think I really like it. It's pretty cool. Uth Duna. So this one's interesting. This one's giving me almost like Namor vibes from Marvel. I'm gonna give it like a 6 though. I'm not like I'm not in love with it. It's okay. Ray Dow. This one's a tough. Because in one end, I really, really like it. Like, really like it. But there's some areas where I don't know if I'm a big fan of. Like, for example, I don't like how large the wrist area looks. I think it's a little bit too out. You know, for me, I would put something slimmer. Everything else, though, I think looks really freaking cool. I love the horns. I love the patterns. I think, again, if you put some really cool colors on this thing, it could look really nice. So I'm going to give Raid Dow like a 9. New Udra, or the Black Flame. I think it can be a little bit busy at times because of, like, all the tentacles. But I think it also looks very alien, which I really, really like. Not like the alien from the Alien, you know, series, but I think it looks cool. I'm gonna give this one an 8. I'm not in love with it, but I really, really like it. Man, Gore, what can I say about Gore Magala? Oh my god. If you are watching this video and you are liking it so far, don't forget to leave a like and maybe consider subscribing to the channel for even more Monster Hunter Wilds content. Yeah, I mean, man, I'm gonna give it a 9 though, because I think it does have room to be maybe just slightly better. Nah, I'm gonna give it a 10. It's a 10. It's a 10. I had to really dig deep. All right, we're getting close to the end. Next up we have Arc Veiled. This just looks like it came out of Elden Ring, right? Now this, I like this one a lot because of the cape. I love how floaty the cape is. The only thing I don't like is I'm not a big fan of, like, you know, the kind of furry feet. Not a big fan of that. Everything else though I think looks really cool. The helmet is all right. I'm gonna give this one like an 8. But I do really like it. Here's Guardian Arc Veiled. Now, this one just looks a little bit better because it has, like, the sort of the blue and pink sort of vibes going on. Some purple in there as well. I think this one looks all right. I like how simplistic this looks, though, in comparison to this. This looks very busy. So, I'm going to give this one, like, a 7. Again, if you combine some of these armors, I think you can make them look a lot better. But for now, I'm going to give this one a 7. I think I like just the regular Arc Veiled armor a little bit more. And I think, dude, I think we're basically done. Here's the Guild Ace armor. This is the armor that basically Olivia wears throughout the playthroughs. It's okay. It's like a 6. It's a 6. So yeah, I think we pretty much have one definitive 10. We have like a maybe it can be a 10 on a good day, and then several others we got 9s and 8s and, you know, and below. Yeah, Lalabarine, in my opinion, it's the perfect armor in this game. It's a 10. I think it looks really freaking cool. I think Gore's looks really freaking impressive. That one is like a 10 on, you know, I think Raid Dow has a really cool armor set, in my opinion. I think it looks really, really cool. Jindahad also has a relatively nice one as well. Death Stench looks cool. The Blanco set is amazing because it's the Monkey King. It's awesome. And everything else is like around a 6 or a 7. So overall, yeah, I really enjoy the armor sets in this game, but I am hoping for more armor sets and honestly just more content for the game. And yeah, man, as always, thank you so much for watching. My name is Chris Sages, and I'll see y'all next time.